BJP is stirring things up a bit in South Block. A lot of the bureaucrats don't know how to deal with a minister who's so accessible, so open, not just to people and to journalists, but also on the blogosphere. Are you finding a bit of a culture clash out there?
I don't think so. Certainly, the reference, I think, in your question is to my putting up the occasional comment on the Twitter website, which actually I find a very useful way of reaching large numbers of people. And my logic is very simple. I think that in a democracy in the 21st century, one has to demystify the processes of governance.
And Neha Yadav, who also writes in from Mumbai, she says that you are on Twitter with over 16,000 plus fans. How do you manage to connect and reach out to a certain class of people through that platform? You do manage to reach out to a certain class of people through that platform, but what about voters at the grassroots level? How do you connect with them or propose to answer the millions of questions that they may have?
The ordinary person in the fields, in the factories, in the workplaces of my constituency and other places can only be reached directly. Or, of course, there is the time-honored route of letters and petitions, of which I get hundreds a day.
Tonight's guest is a man we all know from television, the most articulate face of the BJP, considered the party's main strategist, and now the leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha. Of course, now also facing a battle within. Mr. Jaitley, you mentioned that article. That was actually what sparked off what was the newspaper article was within the BJP. After that, we had both Jaswant Singh and Yashwant Sinha coming out saying that why weren't the people who were in charge of the election campaign, the reference being to you taking direct responsibility?
All that I can say is that political parties are run in a manner where you have a group of people and a large number of senior people, including the very honourable gentleman you name. We all work for the party and try and share various responsibilities. And therefore, whether in victory or in defeat, the parties have to think ahead.
But do you take responsibility?
Well, everybody in the party takes collective responsibility. That's how we do it. And I'm a part of it.
You refer to party internal matters, but I think the irony is that this hadn't become internal. I mean, we talked just recently, I think, last month, we've had an article by Arun Shourie where he talks about the leaders and its henchmen and how the henchmen have become the leaders' eyes and ears and that they're the one who make a grab for riches and party positions. Now, you, of course, the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, again, it's seen as a reference to you.
Please accept one factor, that there are a large number of us in the BJP who worked for decades before we got our first position.
Right, so the word henchman, you said, won't apply to you.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't apply to me. These are not phrases we use within parties. And people who've spent lifetime and decades in parties don't use these phrases for your colleagues.
We'll just go across to one surprise question by someone who wanted to ask you this particularly. Suhail Seth has sent us this question.
Will there ever be a Raksha Bandhan day when Sushma Swaraj will tie Rakhi on your fine hand?
You see,
well,
not
hopefully
only...
not like Mayawati and Lalji Tandon.
You see, Suhail Seth is a very dear friend of mine. He is also a very naughty man. And let me tell him that a lot of women will tie it on my hands, but knowing Suhail's reputation, he may get none.
Our special guest for this week is Sitaram Yechuri, member of the CPIM Politburo, also Rajya Sabha MP. He's considered the party's main troubleshooter, never more needed than at a time when the party is down to a low of 16 seats from an all-time high of 44. But let's just go across to a slightly lighter side. I think we have some different guests who want to ask you a question.
You are perceived as the moderate face of CPIM, which is a good thing, I feel. Just like I am the moderate face of Trinamool and... Care to share a joke, Manmohanji?
Oh, no, nothing. Please carry on, moderate face, ma'am.
So like me, you are perceived as the moderate face, but that of CPIM. Is this planned like good cop, bad cop? And if it is not planned, do you and Mr. Conrad disagree when extreme, uncompromising positions are taken?
Well, all that I can say is there's a sense of humor, a good sense of humor.
But I think there's something else they want to say to you.
Come on, Mamta ji, be nice. It's his birthday. A very happy birthday, Mr. Yechuri. Hannah Mamta ji, let's sing for him. It's his birthday. Leo born on the 12th of August.
Happy birthday, Yechuri! Party mein pok raha hai khichuri!
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
Tuba.com